for concentration. And one of the 4 pillars of mental wellness is actually cognitive, meaning that if we're not taking care of our processing and we're not taking care of memory and how we learn, our capacity to learn, we're really going to affect ourselves emotionally as well. So this concentration meditation is a simple way to help you build up those mental skills. So take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Allow yourself to arrive at the present moment. If you've practiced meditation before, you can set yourself up for success. With this meditation, by doing a brief body scan, just noticing how the body feels, starting with the top of the head and working your way down. If you're new to meditation, then the practice here for you is just deep breath. Breathing in through the nose, filling the lungs, letting the rib cage expand. Exhaling out the nose, allowing the diaphragm to relax, the low belly to relax, even the body might sink just slightly. Continue your inhales and exhales, just like this. And then when you're ready, I want you to draw your attention inward, letting go of attention to breath, just briefly letting go of attention to the body. And imagine out in front of you a forest, any kind of forest that is native to you or you are accustomed to. And as you imagine this forest, you're going to enter it, walk in. Mentally make a note of how the forest floor feels at the bottom of your feet. Start to mentally make a note of what the surroundings look like around you. Perhaps it is trees or grass or rock. And as you enter into this forest, whether standing or you decide to sit, I want you to get comfortable with the scene. Make this a safe space for you. In your mind's eye, you can choose to be here enjoying this space with someone. You could just be enjoying your own serenity and power. Take a few more deep breaths. For the next few moments, I'm going to give you a word of something that might be in particular in your forest. I'll give you the word, ask you to imagine your version of this word. Keep the word in your mind as much as possible before I give you the next word. And then we'll pause at the end. And I want you to repeat the sequence to yourself. Again, it's up to you if you would like to imagine the word itself, the picture that represents the word, or something else. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale out the nose. Imagine bird. Next word. Leaf. Next word. Insect. Next word. Flower. Last word. Branch. I'll hold silence for the next few moments. Continue your breath. Repeat the sequence of these words. Don't worry, let it go if you forget, reorder, or stumble. Finish your sequence of words. When you are ready, If you chose to sit in your forest area, go ahead and gather yourself back up. If you're standing, turn yourself around and begin to walk away from this forest. Start to draw your awareness to your actual physical state, being present where you are in your space, allowing breath on the inhale to slightly lift the shoulders, open up the heart space, drop the shoulders down. Exhales again, you might over accentuate for the next round or two, letting the belly and the diaphragm relax. Start to add slow movement where you are. Maybe it's simply wiggling fingers and toes at first. If you'd like, you can reach your hands up high overhead, maybe palms press. Maybe you wrap one hand around the wrist and take a few side stretches. Allowing the breath to be your vehicle of connection for the next half hour or so as we continue our movement practice. When you are ready, you can change your position from seated if you'd like. Perhaps you find a child's pose. Anything that feels comfortable to you. If you're in child's pose, you might walk fingertips to one edge of the mat or the other. You've come into a different position. Maybe you find yourself in a tabletop or something else. Start to notice how the body feels one side compared to the other by moving. And when you are absolutely ready, whether you stay seated or come to standing, we're going to arrive toward the top of the mat. Slowly at your pace, being intentional with each and every movement. We'll warm ourselves up with one sun salutation. So whether you are seated or standing, inhale, reach those hands up high overhead. Perhaps you take a little tiny back bend, reaching the heart up high to the sky. On an exhale, hands come through heart center and fold. If you're standing, let the hands reach down toward the mat. If you're seated, fold the way that is comfortable to you. On an inhale, halfway lift. If you're seated, hands might come up to the thighs. As you roll the shoulders in, back, and down, we're going to place the hands completely down and come back either to high plank or tabletop. If you come into tabletop, knees are underneath the hips, hands are underneath the shoulders. If you're in high plank as well, hands are stacked directly underneath the shoulders. We'll bend the elbows slightly back as they rub the ribs, and chest and chin come down to the mat. Lower belly all the way down. Inhale, Sphinx with forearms out in front. Cobra, hands either side of the ribs, or up dog, which would be hips lifted up off the mat. When you're ready, Exhale and find yourself in down dog. We'll be in this down dog for 5 breaths. You have plenty of time to notice your shape. Make sure weight is 50-50 in the hands and feet. Down dog does not have to be wide, hands far apart from feet. You can make it a perfect V or triangle. After your 5th breath in down dog, decide how you would like to return to the top of the mat. If you're coming to seated, you might just drop to the knees. If you're coming back to standing, hop those feet or walk the feet up to meet the hands. Perfect, Jill. Jill has come into Malasana, garland pose. Hips sunk down toward the heels. When you're ready, find your starting position. Again, either standing or seated. As you come to your starting position, we'll find gentle twist. If you're standing, go ahead and one more time. Inhale, reach hands up high. Exhale, fold. If you're seated, you're welcome to fold as well. We're going to walk hands to the outside edge of the left hip. So if you're in standing, you might heel toe, walk those feet apart. And bring the hands toward the left side of your hip, whatever way feels comfortable. Remember to keep the heavy head calm. On an exhale, walk the hands back to center. Again, if you're seated, okay to fold slightly forward. If you're standing, go ahead and make sure those feet are hips distance apart, and then we'll walk the hands to the outside of the right hip. Let the heavy head hang. Walk the hands back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reset and fold. With those hands down on the mat, everyone will come to standing this time. Go ahead and find grounded warrior 3. So we'll shift weight toward the right foot. Hands are either on the mat or on a set of blocks. Lift the left heel to the back of your space. You have 3 points of contact with the ground in your grounded warrior. Both hands, one foot. Really pull the left toes toward the face. One more. Inhale. Exhale here in grounded warrior. Okay to drop the left foot if you need, or place all the weight toward right hand, right foot, to open heart to the left edge of your mat for half moon. Now you have 2 points of contact with the earth. The left arm can reach, the left elbow can bend, and you can rest the back of the hand to the low part of the spine. There's no reason to tweak the shoulders. We're just trying to find a little bit of space to balance and open. Beautiful. Exhale, unwind, find that grounded warrior once more. And then we'll switch. Right foot is on the mat. Left hand is our other balancing point. Right hand starts to reach up high toward the sky with the left toes lifted. Maybe you bend the right elbow and rest the back of the right hand to the back of the spine. It's okay if you fall out of the pose. Use the breath. Exhale, return to grounded warrior 3 when you're ready. One more breath. Really make this a strong grounded warrior. And then exhale, left toes to meet the right, forward fold, top of the mat. If you need to return to seated, okay. If you need to take a child's pose, okay, find the rest that works for you. Take your time to meet us back, standing at the top of the mat. You might inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold as you do, and then we'll repeat. Same sequence, other side. Hands are down on the mat. Blocks can be underneath the hands to help you elevate and bring the ground up to you. Shift your weight toward your left foot and simply let the right heel lift up high behind you. Grounded warrior 3. Strong left leg, 2 strong arms. Hold yourself in place so you can really pull right toes toward the face. 2 more breaths. It's okay if you need to drop the right foot briefly to set up for half moon on the left side. So we're going to take 2 points of contact with the earth, left hand down, left foot down, reach right arm and right foot up high. Sometimes this can be tight or tense on the shoulders. Okay to bend the elbow and place the hand on the low part of the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands back down to the mat. So you can transition left foot, right hand, left arm reaches up high to the sky, half moon in reverse, revolve. One more deep long inhale. Exhale yourself for another breath into grounded warrior. Exhale, right foot returns to meet the left. Find a forward fold. If you need it, you can also return to child's pose or seated. When your breath has returned to its normal, even pace, go ahead and place those hands down on the mat, coming to tabletop. Knees on the mat, hands underneath. And we'll do a few movements to engage now opposing sides, like we did with the half moon, but through our core. In your tabletop, right heel reaches back behind you, left fingertips. When you're ready, reach to the top of your space. You can stay here, pushing the ground away with the right hand and the left knee. You can also curl knee to nose. Spinal balance. Two more breaths here. After your second breath, left hand comes down. We're going to extend that right leg out, long past the long edge of the mat. Place the foot flat. Best you can, walk your hands up to standing. So this is Parigasana, gate pose. Left knee is down on the ground, right foot is fully planted. Lots of things you can do from here. You can inhale and take side stretches. You can also be folded, walking hands back toward the thighs, walking hands toward the right toes. Take 6 to 8 of your breaths, just exploring the strength and stability of the legs and gate pose. If you want to add a little energy to your gait, you might also balance. One hand comes down to the opposite hip. Right toes might lift. Perfect. Again, 6 to 8 rounds of breath at your pace. We'll all return to either tabletop good Jill or child's pose. When your rounds of breath are complete, go ahead and find yourself, when you're ready, back in tabletop, so we can find spinal balance on the other side. Knees should be stacked directly underneath the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders. Left foot reaches to the back of your mat, the back of your space, right fingertips reach to the top. Find that balance first, pushing the ground away with the left hand, pushing into the ground with the right knee, and then repeat, if you did it before, knee to nose curls underneath the body. Finding at least one just to know where you're at. If you need to just hold from there, please do. Repeat 2 to 3 more rounds as you need to even out this side. For sure, place that right hand down. We're going to let these left toes come out past the long edge of our mat. Place that foot flat, come to standing on the right shin. And then again, once you have this strong, stable shape, move 6 to 8 rounds of breath at your pace. Challenge yourself where it's needed. You can always lift the leg. You can always bind to the leg. Just see where you're at. There's no reason not to explore. You're close to the ground. You're not going to fall. When you're ready, again, slowly, slowly make your way back, either to tabletop to resume cats and cows, or take child's pose if you need. Cats and cows, we lift the heart forward, allowing the belly to hang low. This is a great way if that engagement was difficult to do in seated meditation. Let the belly hang low, reaching the heart forward like a big fat cow. You can lift the spine up high to the sky, curling it up like a scary Halloween cat. Notice how this feels between shoulders and hips. You can add barrel roll of the hips or anything else that you need. Take a few more breaths, and then we'll all return to down dog. Another one of those strong and stable triangular shapes. Find weight 50-50, hands and feet. And then from here, you have choices. We're going to lower the knees down to the mat in a hover. As the knees come down and you hover, you can return to that opposite engagement by bringing the knees down, hover, reaching a hand forward, back to down dog. Bring the knees down to a hover, reach the opposite hand forward, go back to your down dog. You can also just repeat, easy, easy, if you need. Lowering knees, hover, back to down dog. Make it extremely slow if that's your movement. Counting maybe 3 count, 5 count down, 3 count, 5 count up. We're trying to elevate the breath and bring a little bit of energy to the practice. So your difficult might be not the same as someone else's. Be aware of your body. We'll all meet back in a still down dog when you feel complete. And then last, we'll hold inversion before we take another seated mindfulness and meditation. So using that strong engagement that you had just previously, bring the knees all the way down to the mat for rabbit pose. In rabbit pose, we're taking the crown of the head and resting it on the ground. If you're not aware of where the crown of your head is, you can follow the outside of the ear all the way up to the top of the head. Some people, it might feel better to rest the forehead down, but try for the complete crown of the head. This is an acupressure point. As that part of the head rests on the ground, you can also use a towel or a block to bring the ground up to you. Adjust so that hips are high. You may choose toe pads tucked so that ankles are lifted, or the shoelace part of the foot flat. It just depends on your comfort level. Hands reach back then for the ankles. Again, there's a lot of acupressure points around the ankles. So decide what feels tantalizing to you with that grip. You can also reach around the feet to the bottoms of the foot. Again, there's lots of acupressure points at the bottom of the foot. We're going to be in our rabbit pose for at least 8 to 10 breaths. So when you settle in, count your deepest breaths. This is a difficult place to let the diaphragm and the belly go, but try. Being fully aware of how inhales lift the hips and how exhales could be a little more relaxed. The exhales might put additional pressure on the top of the head. When your breath count in rabbit pose is complete, you're welcome to sink yourself into child's pose. Eventually, we will all arrive back at seated. Becoming comfortable here with our seated posture. If there's anything that you need to stretch out the legs or access the hips, you may unwind the feet, bring them forward to the top of the mat, take Paschimottanasana, forward fold. If the spine is still a little bit congested or tight, or again, those connectors to the hips, you might take a gentle twist, reaching hands across the body to one side. Eyes follow the twist, and eyes are the final ending point of the twist. So try to look back behind you as much as you possibly can, even if the body doesn't go. As you come back to easy seated for our final meditation and breath practice today, we'll be in seated for a number of minutes. So if you would like, you can always elevate, putting a block or a cushion underneath the hips. We'll start with a breathing exercise, alternate nostril breathing. So 2 peace fingers of the right hand will find the top of the forehead. Fingers extend out to be able to touch the nostrils. Close the right nostril with the thumb and inhale slow left. Close the left nostril with the ring finger. Exhale, slow right. Inhale, right side. Exhale, left side. And then repeat. Again, don't worry. This is also a cognitive puzzle. We're breathing in one side, breathing out the opposite, breathing in that same side, breathing out the opposite. Mastery of this is, again, part of that mental wellness, cognitive strength. But don't be frustrated until you get there. If you're already experienced with this alternate nostril breathing, after you've smoothed out the edges of inhales and exhales, opposing sides, go ahead and start to add a pause in between. Inhale, left side, pause, hold. Switch, exhale, right side, pause, hold. And then repeat. Your alternate nostril breathing will conclude when you are ready, ending always last exhale out the left side. When you're ready, go ahead and start to find your way back to meditation. If you enjoyed the concentration meditation, you might return to that. The words being, bird, leaf, insect, flower, branch. If you would like to meditate in a different fashion, you could choose an intention for yourself, a concentration on a word, making it as simple as possible. Love, trust, gratitude. We'll hold the space in silence for a few minutes. If you need to adjust your space, please do. You can always meditate in reclined if that works for you. As you conclude rest or meditation, maybe find deeper breath, a few cycles, deep inhales, strong exhales. You might rub the hands together to generate heat between the palms and place the warm palms on the eyes, the back of the neck, warm up arms or thighs. Before we conclude, please pause. In any way that makes sense to you, maybe hands at heart center for a grateful or thankful thought. Trying to make these simple, grateful, thankful practices continuous throughout the day, noting both the small and the large items alike. In gratitude for you being here and taking care of yourself, your mental wellness, your cognitive strength. If you would like, you can follow along in Om. Inhale. Om.